Hey cousin, who you chilling with?
I'm chilling with MONIE.
Hey cousins, welcome back to the crib. Your favorite cousin MONIE here. Hope you are having a great day. Please do me a favor and smash the like button on your way in. And hype this video up as it helps us get into the algorithm. If you are here for the first time, consider hitting that subscribe button to become a part of the family. We'd love to have you because over here we get into the trending topics, the music, entertainment, a little bit of the mess, and the meaning behind it all. So let's get into it because, cousins, it feels like every time we take a breath, another legal situation involving Drake drops. At this point, the lawsuits are showing up more consistently than he can make a hit. And here we are yet again looking at yet another case added to the mix. So according to Digital Music News, Italian photographer has filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Drake, OVO Sound, Republic Records, and Universal Music Group. Essentially, everyone connected to the What Did I Miss video has been pulled into this. You get a lawsuit, you get a lawsuit, and you get a lawsuit. Galimberti's claims is straightforward. He believes Drake's video didn't simply draw inspiration from his 2020 photograph, the Americans, but he says he recreated it word for word, pixel for pixel, bar for bar. And if you are familiar with copyright law, that's where the issue begins. You cannot reuse someone else's original visual composition without permission. And according to Galimberti, that permission was never sought or given. He is now seeking damages in a court order to stop further use of that imagery. Because what makes the situation more complex is the motivation the lawsuit suggests. The filing is arguing that Drake didn't only mimic the photograph, but he did it symbolically. It claims Drake was trying to draw a parallel between him and Galimberti's experience during the 2022 Balenciaga controversy, a situation where the photographer was publicly attacked before eventually being legally vindicated. The lawsuit alleges Drake was attempting to position himself as a similarly wrongfully accused figure, especially in light of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, specifically that certified PDF line that he feels has covered over his image for the last year or two. Now, whether or not that was Drake's intention, the broader point is undeniable. This is not the first time Drake has been accused of using someone else's work without permission. There are writers, producers, photographers, smaller artists. Like, this complaint echoes a pattern that has followed him for years. Drake likes to take ideas, aesthetics, and sounds and deals with the consequences later. And we saw it with Halle Berry's situation. We saw it with the Anna Wintour situation. And the parallels just don't stop there, because while this lawsuit focuses on a photographer, the streets have been talking about a completely different kind of death, the rollout for Drake's upcoming IceMan project. And let's get into that, because not only is Drake being accused of stealing from established creatives, he's being accused of lifting ideas from people who have allegedly done his dirty work for him. People who are loyal to him. If you weren't aware, let me introduce you to 600Breezy, a so-called rapper from Chicago, but best known at this point for being a professional deadbeat dad. Shout out to Queen Key. Go take care of them triplets, sir. But anyway, 600Breezy is known as IceMan. That's been his identity for nearly a decade, I would assume. I mean, he has multiple mixtapes built on that branding. George Gervin IceMan Edition was released in 2016. George Gervin Leading Scorer Edition was released in 2017. And then there was the IceMan Edition 2 from 2020. And most recently, Breezy George Gervin IceMan Edition 3, Side A, which was released in 4. So as you can see, this is a long-standing series, a whole identity, a whole rollout concept that 600 Breezy has invested in. And what's comical to me is that during an interview, 600 Breezy tried to defend Drake with false and disputed narratives about Not Like Us being botted. I personally responded to the interview on Twitter stating that basically instead of carrying water for a man like Drake who is not thinking about him, maybe he should look into why his so-called friend is ripping off his entire alias and rollout without crediting him personally, because now your own catalog is being buried in the algorithm behind someone who stole your branding. And to my surprise, 600 Breezy went on one of the worst podcasts on the planet to discuss the situation a couple months later, only after fans and even his own family members pointed out the obvious to him. And of course, he couldn't bring himself to admit what was happening.
But obviously, Drake's about to drop his new album, IceMan. Do you feel like he's kind of paying homage to you? You know, Breezy, George Gervin, you got some IceMan mixtapes back in the history?
That's how I'm going to take it. Like, I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't going to sit here and be fake like I ain't feel some type of way about that. Because when you look into time and look into anything, I'm the only nigga that reference themselves as Breezy, George Gervin, IceMan.
Even them cover arts are looking kind of like some of this new stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm really hoping that it's a paying homage thing, and I'm going to just leave it with that because, you know what I'm saying, that's my guy and we ain't never had no bad blood. But, you know what I'm saying, it's looking real Breezy, though.
I feel like he's showing love, though, because I feel like...
That's how I'm taking it because, you know what I'm saying, even the cover looked like my last cover with DJ Holiday from December. You know, it's IceMan Edition 3.
But I feel like he low-key, because he got all these hidden messages in these little IceMan videos that he's dropping recently, right? And I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if he actually is doing it on some paying homage, because he basically trying to go Chicago on Kendrick on this new album. So he's trying to get 600 Breezy on it. So I feel like this is another little secret message. So I feel like it's paying homage, but I think that was super interesting.
That's how I've been taking it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think at the end of the day, I'm still a street nigga. So I done had conversations with people. You know how many people call me and be like, man, what the fuck you on, man? That's your shit. What are you on? He just going, and I'm like, no, it ain't like that, bro. Like, real, like the fans is tagging me and that shit. Like, bro, you the real IceMan, that shit bogus and I was like, fans so I ain't gonna comment back to them. But with my people though, I just let them know, like, no, I really feel like there's some deeper shit behind it. Like, it's some paying homage shit. Like, I don't think it's like, oh, I'm gonna just take Breezy shit and run off with it and cover the cover and take the whole name and none of that shit.
Crazy.
I don't think that though.
Hey, Drake, you watch this shit, man. Put my nigga on the
He's trying to keep hope alive, praying he'll get a placement or a feature on Drake's album that's likely never coming because Drake has no direction, no coherent concept, and no idea what he's doing with this so-called IceMan project. And especially, what is he going to do with a feature from 600 Breezy? I don't know anybody outside of Chicago who's checking for 600 Breezy. But I do appreciate the fact that 600 Breezy admitted he felt the way about that. He admitted the album covers reminded him of his own work. He admitted the similarities. But again, instead of standing up for himself, he's trying to laugh it off and spin it as homage. Cousins, that's not homage. That's not respect. You're not being acknowledged, 600 Breezy. He's basically robbing you and daring you to check him about it in broad daylight. This is some too starstruck, too desperate for a cosign, too far gone in fan mentality to admit you're being used. You've already inherited his beefs. You defend him publicly. You try to rewrite narratives about Kendrick. You even aligned yourself with things you shouldn't have. God bless XXXTentacion soul. And this is how Drake repays you. It's the delusion for me disguised as loyalty. And cousins, let's just return to the bigger picture because meanwhile, you look at what's happening across the rest of the industry. Some artists are building museums, shaping culture, and creating generational work. Others keep finding themselves explaining their creative decisions behind visuals and being questioned about where those ideas came from. This is where the broader conversation sits. It isn't just about a photo. It isn't just about a stolen alias. It's a pattern with Drake. A pattern of shortcuts, borrowing without credit, or pushing the envelope creatively without knowing the groundwork legally. And then on top of that, the shit you're stealing isn't making sense. Now you have a pattern of lawsuits, accusations, and controversies stacking up back to back. Get it together, Aubrey. Like, for real. One thing is clear, though. If these allegations are accurate, this is just another chapter in a long-running story about the difference between influence and infringement. Let me know your thoughts on this situation. Leave a comment below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Later.
Hey cousin, who you chilling with?
I'm chilling with MONIE.